Unit 5 is called Mid-Century Blues. The blues had a revival. The blues had been popular in the 20s and well back, perhaps another 100 years or so. We really don't know. But what we do know is that around 1938, a single musical invention would revolutionize the blues. That would be the amplified guitar. We often call it the electric guitar today. It had been used, experimented with in the 20s, but in the 30s, it took hold, not only in jazz, with the artist named Charlie Christian, which you heard as part of Chicago Swing in the previous unit, but also with young players, including a very, very young Chuck Berry, who would go on to become one of the great African-American rock and rollers. But let's look at his heritage first, his precursors, in the cities of Atlanta, in Memphis, and Chicago. Atlanta blues used a lot of ragtime blues. It was basically a piano-driven kind of blues, very active, very hardcore blues, very gospel. In Memphis, the guitar predominated, especially with artists like Memphis Minnie. And it had an even stronger edge onto it. This was going to become the cradle of rock and roll. In Memphis, Memphis Minnie's wonderful, almost perfect guitar playing certainly combined with the wonderful piano technique and songwriting technique of a young genius named Ray Charles. Now, Ray Charles continued to sing on into the 1990s. Your parents will be completely aware of Ray Charles. Chicago, in the meantime, had become an enormous metropolis, and its blues became known as South Side Blues. This was a revival of the Delta blues. It was harsh and hardcore. It meant to dance. It featured harmonicas and electric guitars and even a brand new instrument called the electric bass guitar. One other style we'll take a look at was a continuation of the Texas blues style known as Texas Electric. And here we have artists like Son House and Black Ace playing stuff to our ears today sounds like rock and roll. Well, it almost is rock and roll. What's interesting about mid-century blues is that it became more and more political as the civil rights era in America started to become a civil wrong era. Progress was not being made, and Jim Crow America persisted well into the 40s and 50s. Listen up.